Hello. This road movie is not great, but I hope that it is interesting enough, so that you will watch it, and listen what I am going to say about traffic and speeding. The authorities claim that speeding is very dangerous and also a fundamental reason for most road accidents. Some authorities say that plugging enough traffic cameras into the roadside could cut fatal traffic accidents in half. Is it true? Let's study this subject. In the United States, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has investigated thousands of injury crashes to find out what was the critical pre-crash event that caused the accident. They found out that vehicles traveling too fast for conditions accounted for only 5% of the critical pre-crash events. When driver error was the primary cause of a crash, researchers identified the critical reason behind that error. Distraction and not paying attention to the road accounted for 41% of the errors. 10% of errors were attributed to drivers lacking proper driving skills and either freezing up or overcompensating behind the wheel. 8% of errors were attributed to being asleep, having a heart attack, or being otherwise incapacitated. A similar 8% of errors were attributed to driving too fast for conditions and 5% driving too fast for a curve. In the UK, the Department for Transport published a report, Road Casualties in Great Britain 2006. It was found out that exceeding the posted speed limit was not a major cause of automobile accidents. It was attributed only to 3% of cars involved in accidents, the report stated. For fatal accidents, the most frequently reported contributory factor was loss of control, which was involved in 35% of fatal accidents. The report also showed that the focus on regulation of speed can itself become a direct cause of accidents. Traffic calming devices, such as speed bumps and chicanes placed in the road, are specifically designed to slow traffic. They caused 3 fatal accidents, 37 serious injury collisions and 170 minor accidents during a year. Let's forget the reports and think what is essential when we drive a car. Is monitoring the speed limit signs the most important thing, as the authorities let us to understand? And how important it is to observe the speed gauge, so that we do not exceed the legal speed. Those things are not important, at least for safety reasons. The scientific studies of traffic accidents suggest that the most important thing behind accidents is drivers' distraction and not paying attention to the road. It is the most common critical reason behind the error that causes the accident. It accounted for 41% of the errors, reveals the study of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, as I already mentioned. Many other studies suggest the same conclusion. Some traffic psychologists have estimated that concentrating on something else than on driving is a basic reason for 80% of accidents. And what is the reason for a driver not paying attention to the road? You probably guess what I am going to say. Well, I am not saying exactly that watching speed signs and speedometer is the reason, but it can be one of the reasons. The most important reason is probably the fact that because of the slow speed, the driver is bored to death, if you allow this kind of expression. When you drive the speed limit, there's practically nothing to do. The legal speed is so slow that you don't need to concentrate on driving. You don't need to plan how to drive through the curves. It is sufficient that you sometimes turn the steering wheel a bit, when you happen to have time, from adjusting the car radio or scouring CD records from the dashboard storage box. You don't need to observe if another car is coming behind the curve. If it comes, it comes. Because nothing happens, you don't need to take anything into consideration. You soon get accustomed to that kind of state of being. Until you suddenly face a perilous situation. The occasion may be so rare that you don't know what to do. You lose precious seconds before you do something, and doing something too late is probably a wrong solution. A person who regularly exceeds speed limits is desensitized to monitor the road and traffic instead of speed signs on the speedometer. He concentrates on observing other vehicles and pedestrians and possible hazards. If something happens, he has a clear vision, what to do, and he does it instantly. He has experienced potential risks so many times that he has developed a short reaction time to solve such incidents. He can apparently avoid a collision. A bored legal-minded driver, whose main interest is to watch the speedometer, probably cannot deal with this kind of situation at least as easy and as safe as an obsessive speeder can. Hazards are routine to speeders. And that is why speeders are safe drivers. Thank you for watching this video. And when you drive, please drive safely.